Hey folks, something a little bit different. I've done a job what I meant to do a long time ago. I've took a post out in my workshop and strengthened roof or the ceiling in that area where I took the post out, and I also ended up having to make myself a new little table for my bandsaw. Now, if workshop stuff sort of things you're interested in, then there's some workshop stuff here. It's made a huge difference to how I can work in that place. While I'm here, I'd like to give a shout out to another channel, Workshop Life. This guy's got 2 or 3 channels, and he's also got the Catfish Kitchen. I'll put links to them underneath, and you might find them interesting, well worth looking at. But yes, it's quite long, but there's bits and bats, and I sort of got my head around how I'm going to do everything. So I will get on with it. It's nice to be nice. It's time to get rid of the elephant in the room. This post, I'm getting it out, but what I'm doing, if you look, I'm removing insulation there, using that as a template, and what I'm going to put in is that there. I've put one in the other side already. I'm just getting round to doing this one. So basically I'm putting one either side of this, putting it up to the ceiling. I use that as for a little help. What I'll do is I'll pull one screw out, twist it, get my board up, twist it back, and then using some wedges, I'll put wedges in that and wedges in the other side. I've got one on the other side, and that'll take it up to the ceiling height, and I can screw it through. I'll have to pre-drill it. 20, but they go well into it. They're almost all the way through, and I say I've already done this one. I'll show you why. I did have another post here, but it was what the owners had put in. I think, well, I'm pretty sure owners had put that one in after as well, because they were storing hay and stuff upstairs. But I've got to get rid of that, it's driving me nuts. And then what I'll do is this table with bandsaw on, I'll put that on wheels, and that can come into here. I might just move that up a little bit, but as long as it goes in sideways, it don't matter. Because what I can then do is put my saw on front and my workbench along front. Gives me a load of space. Can cut full board if I need to then, but that's just a right pain in the backside. Just when you want to lay out art. I mean, I've got 2 tables, both on wheels. Everything can move around then to use for what I want. I wish I'd have done it before I did greenhouse, because building sides up in here were a bit of fun. I'll show you up here. Put my block under here. Oh, mini workshop. See, that's what I've got up here, and that is underneath that. So is the dust. But I don't keep a lot up here, but if I do in future decide to store a lot more stuff up here, then I'm pretty safe, you know. Well, I'm very safe. So that's the idea. And that's supported, that goes forward and backwards, and then I've got left and right here. So I cut that out and swung these out. Now that's holding that. Just got to make sure there's no insulation stopping it from going up as high as I can get it. And then when I can find wedge, I'll just bang some wedges under it to get it up to the top as high as I can get it. And both sides, there's enough there. Wow. Got about an inch to go up to take it up to floor level. So that's that in. Now I've got fun bit. Strip all this down and cut the post out. I have to rearrange all my wiring. I'll probably put some hooks up and anything, because everything's just temporary anyway. Run through extra extensions from here. But I'll find a better way to organise. Well, that's the elephant down, and that never even moved. In fact, when I cut through it with saw, I thought it might trap, but it never even trapped. It hung off that nail. So I just tack nailed a strip across here. That means I can't run off the end with wheels as easy. But I've got to lay it out. I'm not happy with that table as it is, so what I'll probably do is put them on that rolling table. So guys, after lots of deliberation, my bench is back where it used to be. I thought, why am I doing that? I've got that table I can move around. I'm not putting bandsaw on that. I'm going to build a new bandsaw table. Here's a tip. I went looking for wheels, and I wanted something decent sized with locks on. Now, although these are fixed through this plant pot holder, this plant pot holder cost me 16 francs, right? If I were to buy these wheels individually, they cost around 10 to 12 francs each, depending if they've got locks, or if they're spinning, or if they're fixed. Yeah, so that's a much better, cheaper option. Although they ain't got the plates on, what I'll have to do is just sort of modify them and put them onto the bottom, because what I'm going to use, I'm going to just build a table out of some of these shelves. I've got some of these shelves. Now I don't want it to be right high, but it's got to slip into that area like it is now, but be able to pull out and use it as I want it. Same as that, I can move around. That can move around. That's fixed. I've had to put that in that corner. It might have. I don't know yet. I don't know if that'll be staying or not. But at the moment, it's got to use. The old table, I'm not sure whether to screw it to that back wall there, because it has got storage under it, and my boy's been pestering for a work table where he can work. So if I screw that back to that wall at the side of there, I'll see how it goes with space. But I can move saw out here so I can go in middle all the time, you know what I mean, and I can work. I've got the width, I've got the length, I've got that. I can put that as a side feed. I can put that as a end feed if I want, or just have it back there like I did before. And I've still got space now to work, because this stupid post's gone. I could have laid them the sides out for greenhouse, you know what I mean, whereas I couldn't before. I had to get round that, and if I brought anything longer than a certain length in, I couldn't get it in through the door to bring it through, and everything's got a little bit easier use. It looks like having that table on this floor and another table, it looks like I have got less floor space, but before I had wasted space, because that were in the middle and there were a gap there where Hoover used to go. But I mean, Hoover's flexible, that moves around as well. That's actually on a plant stand, but the wheels aren't as good as that on that plant stand. But I'm going to make this now. I don't know whether to show you that. I'll show you when it's done, because this could be it's getting a long video with just other clips. So you start one job, you make yourself another, don't you? So that's a little table for that. I'm going to put a shelf in it. And like a Suzuki Jeep, it's the centre of gravity is quite high on it. Although it's quite stable, I'm going to screw the sort at top for a start. But what I'm going to store in the bottom of that is my welder. I've got a welder down there, that's quite heavy. And I've got another bench vise, which is at present hidden under all that. So I've stuck welder in it for a minute, but in all honesty, backwards and forwards it's not likely to tip, you know what I mean? Sideways it would be more likely to tip, but it's pretty good. And I'm not pushing sideways on it, you know what I mean? I'm pushing forwards on when I'm cutting, and there's not actually that much pressure. It's just when moving it around. But I'm just so happy now. I was playing about moving them tables around too much, and I don't really need to. It's just that I need to be able to get into the middle, and that table which I can use as a cut-off, I've got to sort out the mayhem. But all these boxes actually fit underneath there, so that will all be gone. I've actually got more storage space now than I did before, and although there's one extra machine, the belt sander which I always use, which were next to that, I'm going to put it there. That's where it'll go. That's not a problem, you know what I mean? We aren't doing much tidying up, but that just works so much better. I've got another piece. I'm going to put another shelf in that. Reason being is obviously I've got the fence for that, and there's a mitre for it. So anything for that can go in top. Right in top. I say I've got the welder in there at the minute. I might put that vice in bottom, not because of weight, just because welder fits under there anyway, where I'd do any welding if I need to do any welding. But now, like I say,
if I need to, I can put these two tables together, put that one and that one like that, and that's a decent sized work table, you know. I can get me joint planer out, I can spin that round and put the router on it. I can use my chop saw. Perfect. All I've got to do now is sort that out. That's maybe a job for tomorrow. Got a concert to go to this evening. I need a shower.